Hi guys, today is part 2 of my deep dive into a pro MLM video that I am going to be backing up with facts, statistics, research, etc. Like I said in my previous video, everything in this video is anonymized. If you do recognize any details, then I just ask that you don't reach out to this person. I am using this video solely as jumping off points for education and being able to do a bit of a deep dive into multi-level marketing. So let's get on with the video.
Only friends with people in the business because they are paying their wages, and only friends with people in the business because they're in the business. And if you leave the business, then, you'll be completely disregarded. And I just don't believe in any of that.
I mean, people within multi-level marketing won't believe in any of that. I didn't believe in any of that either. My goal here is not to reach the people within multi-level marketing. My goal is education. It's not to get people to leave their MLM, because I think in my personal experience, you have to be ready to receive the information that's out there. The facts, the statistics, the research, it's all there. It's all there in black and white. It's even there in income disclosure statements. There are a lot of very valuable people within the anti-MLM movement. There are a lot of people like Stephen Hassan or Douglas Brooks. There are a lot of many well-educated, well-versed people who've devoted their entire careers to uncovering the problems within multi-level marketing. It's really difficult to receive the information when you are not ready to hear it. And it's hard to be in that place when you are being subjected to undue influence, which you are in multi-level marketing companies on a daily basis. The cult tactics and the brainwashing are strong within these companies that it really doesn't matter what I say. It will push people further into their multi-level marketing companies. But like I said, the information isn't for them. The information is for people who haven't been in multi-level marketing companies, people who have been tempted by multi-level marketing, and people who, like myself, are on the other side. I want my content to be there as a guide to people, like, this is what multi-level marketing is about, and here is the statistics, here is the research, here are the facts, here is educated opinion and educational content about multi-level marketing, about the industry as a whole, not about individual companies, about the whole entire industry. Here it is. And anti-MLM isn't dragging anyone. It's acknowledging that if you want to add an extra stream of income to your life, which, by the way, is no bad thing, then a multi-level marketing company is probably not going to be the best way to do that. When less than 1% of people are turning a profit, and that's proven, it has stats and facts to back it up, then I think it's very clear that multi-level marketing is not the best way to earn an additional income. When less than 1% of people are making money from it, you may as well not waste your time and energy, and certainly not your money. But these facts bother people in multi-level marketing because the distribution of information is backed up by sources, and that directly impacts their recruitment pool. I've said this before in videos that, of course, people within multi-level marketing will not like content that directly goes against what they are saying, because the more people that receive the information from anti-MLM educators, of which there are so many, the more information that's out there, the less people will fall for these commercial cults and join. And then that will make those in multi-level marketing less successful. Because remember, it is the work and the money of the majority that funds the minority turning a profit. So the relationships that you create in multi-level marketing are conditional. They are transactional. They are conditional in the sense that these relationships will continue to exist as long as you remain in the business, as long as you have that in common. And they are transactional in some situations. Whether you like to hear this or not, you will be making your upline money. And therefore, that relationship is transactional. The relationship with you is based on the fact that you make them money. And the relationship with people that are under you is based on the fact that they make you money. So these relationships, they are conditional, they are transactional. And when you're on the other side of multi-level marketing, I hate to tell you, but not all of those relationships continue to exist, because they don't get anything out of it anymore. You don't have that single thread in common anymore. I still have friends from multi-level marketing, and the friends I have are the friends that have also left. That are people that left the same time as me, slightly before, slightly later, but people who are on the other side and people who can see the business model for what it is. And I know it's difficult to hear that this girl boss community isn't quite all it seems cracked up to be. I've been there. I've been love bombed. I've been showered with the affection. I have thought that I had this amazing group of women. I'd finally found this incredible community. Everybody in multi-level marketing who has been in it and has come through the other side will tell you the exact same story. We have all been there. We have all felt it. But those relationships are conditional and transactional based on you being in the company, and rarely survive on the other side.
And, she's talking about pressure and having to put your own money in, and that really isn't the case with FM. And so, it really kind of bugged me that she put everybody under this kind of umbrella of all network marketing companies are terrible, and, you shouldn't be a part of it because you're...
I mean, the statistics don't lie. 99% of people, more than 99% of people, will not turn a profit in multi-level marketing. I don't know how much more we can unravel that, to be perfectly honest. And it's, like I've already said, it's not about tarring everyone with the same brush, but the business model is the business model. And ultimately, unfortunately, it is what it is. I don't know what else to say about it. Let's just carry on.
Because you'll lose money. And that's just not the case at all.
Fact, please? Some research? No? Nothing? It's just not the case at all. How is it not the case at all? Show me some evidence-based argument.
For me, when I first joined, I was really intrigued by it. And like I said, I was going through the processes and setting up the business. And I was kind of waiting for that moment where it asked me to pay a monthly fee or asked me to sign up to something. And that never came. And so it was a really different network marketing company for me. And so, you don't have to put your money in. If you're not comfortable with what you're doing, then, you're in the wrong job. But I just don't really understand why people waste their negative energy on something that they're just, like why put out your negative opinion?
Okay, I've already been through the fact how triggering that is. I don't expect her to have obviously know that, so that's not a personal dig at her, but this is an incredible example of a cult-like tactic relating back to the bite model. This is labeling alternative belief systems as illegitimate, evil, or not useful. So anti-MLM education comes from an evidence-based argument, and we can see that there is no evidence-based argument for the other side. It's not, certainly not for me anyway. It's not negative. I actually find anti-MLM education very positive. I find it a very positive space. I find it such important work to share what the realities and the actual facts and evidence are for multi-level marketing. I have never felt it to be negative. Of course, somebody in multi-level marketing is going to have a problem with this and going to label it negative because it is an alternative belief system, and the cult-like tactics that exist do not necessarily allow for that. The most important thing about anti-MLM education is that the evidence-based argument, like I said, gets put out into the world. The facts are there, and they bother people in multi-level marketing because the distribution of information that we have is backed by research and sources, and the more people that come across content like what is around in the anti-MLM community, the more people will be wise to the tactics that are used and wise to the business model. This narrows the recruitment pool, and it means that less people hopefully will fall for them and join them, and obviously that makes them less successful overall. Now, like I said, there's nothing wrong with wanting to earn an extra income or add an extra income stream. It's just that multi-level marketing with a less than 1% chance of making money might not be the best way to do that.
Mind, if you have your own opinion of something, then that's absolutely fine.
I mean, it certainly doesn't seem like it's fine.
If you think that I'm losing money, then that's your opinion. I can tell you that I'm not, but that's, it doesn't matter.
So this leads us nicely onto an income claim. But something I wanted to delve into is, I've mentioned a lot that more than 99% of people will not make as much money back as they invest into their multi-level marketing company. They will not turn a profit. Most people who join will lose money. If you are not part of the 99.6%, and who knows whether this person is or is not, it's not for any of us to say. If you are not part of the 99.6%, if you are part of the 0.4%, I'm here to tell you that it's nothing to be proud of. Because if you're in the 0.4% of people who are making money, it means you are doing it at the detriment of the 99.6% of people who statistically are not. It is incredibly manipulative, and when you are in the 0.4%, you absolutely know how the money is flowing through the company. If you are in the 0.4% and you are making money, it's nothing to be proud of. When you understand how the system works and how money flows through that system, and how the 99.6% at the bottom or below are feeding money into the system, and the money flows up into the minority, it's really nothing to be proud of. So whether you are in the 99.6% who are not making money and you don't feel great about that, you should equally not feel great about the fact that you are in the 0.4% who only earn an income at the manipulation and detriment to everybody else. It is an unacceptable business model. It is wholly unethical.
If you don't like what I'm doing, then fine. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't bother me. If you're my friend, then you're my friend, and your opinion of what I'm doing will not make any difference to whether or not we hang out. And so yeah, it was really, really crazy. I can honestly say that I'm obsessed with the industry we're in, but you're right, you have to find the company for you. And that's true, Michelle, as well. Like, I've been in a couple of other companies before where I had to buy a starter kit and I had to pay a monthly fee. And I think that if you're really obsessed with the products and you feel like you can sell them and create a business from them and still be able to afford to pay those little overheads that you might have, then that's fine. If you're going to create money from it and you actually love the business, then that's absolutely fine. For me, I didn't have that opportunity. I was on maternity leave, so I didn't want to be spending money into a company and not be 100% sure that I was going to make it work. And I suppose that's why I like the company that I'm with, in that it gives you that chance. And other companies do. It's not just FM that do that. Opinions are fine, but tearing people down, trying to destroy what they're doing is not okay. Yeah, I agree.
My mother-in-law is
the same. I said, I'm going nowhere. And you know what? It's such a... We're not taught about this kind of thing in school, are we? It's a completely different way of life. So I totally get that... I'm going to carry on packing these orders. I totally get that people, don't maybe understand it. And especially if you're not in one.
But the person you're talking about in the video was in a multi-level marketing company for 4 years. So, I mean, of course, she's right. If you're not in multi-level marketing, you may not understand how the system works. And they hope for that when they recruit you. It's why people who are former multi-level marketing reps who exist in the anti-MLM space are so valuable, because they not only have the information and the resources that are available, but they also come from a place of knowledge, having been through it. They are on the other side, and there is a lot on the other side that you realize what you have been part of.
But it makes me really happy, and what I can say, especially with all the things that I've been going through this past month, and in fact, and I think my upline's watching now, but in fact my uplines and my sidelines have go, take a month off, take 2 months off. There's never any pressure to push sales. I've started back because I love it, and I really, really do love it.
I never found in my own multi-level marketing company there was any pressure either. I've never alluded to that in the slightest, that there's any pressure. But the most important thing to remember is when you don't work, you don't get paid. And when your team doesn't work, you also don't get paid. And what can happen in some situations is if your team crumbles under you, then, you lose promotions, you lose ranks, you lose a part of your income. It's why if you are making money through it, it's incredibly unstable.
And yeah, it's about making money, sure, but actually I love being part of the community, and this girl unfortunately is saying, it's a cult, and it's, you're going to be brainwashed, and I'm like, I don't feel that way at all. I absolutely...
Rule 101 of being in a cult: you don't know that you're in one. So it's very flippant to say, well, I don't feel like I'm in a cult. I mean, shall we go through the bite model in more depth? I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, in multi-level marketing companies, there is a very outsider insider view, part of being in a cult. Minimize or discourage access to non-cult sources of information, which we're seeing through this video. Evidence of being in a cult. Rejection of rational analysis, critical thinking, constructive criticism. What I'm doing in this video, what I create content for, it's being rejected in the bite model, related to being a cult. Labeling alternative belief systems as illegitimate and not useful. This is exactly what is happening in this video. Anti-MLM community is just negative and full of haters and just not useful. Stephen Hassan's bite model also goes on to talk about financial manipulation. It preys on women. It preys on mothers. It preys on people that need the money. That's financial manipulation. Of thought control, of thought stopping, that you can't experience an entire range of human emotion, that if something's negative you need to remove it from your life. It has self-blame. If you aren't successful in multi-level marketing, it's because you didn't work hard enough. Nothing to do with the unethical business structure where 99% of people are doomed to fail. It's nothing to do with that. It's because you didn't work hard enough. They isolate you from people who question your belief system. It is full of deception, withholding vital information, distorting information. It's preying on people's vulnerabilities. People who won't join or who have left are shamed. It encourages the promotion of feelings of guilt, that you aren't living up to your potential, that you are unworthy. It has major aspects where you have a whole period of your time spent in group indoctrination. This is evident in group chats, in team pages, in corporate hosted events. They are huge group indoctrinations to encourage people to remain within the system and more likely to be in this group think philosophy. I think there's a fair amount of stuff there to show you just how closely associated with cults multi-level marketing is. What do you have to lose? Why would people want to spend their time doing something when there's a 99% chance that they will not be successful? I mean, it's not that I don't understand, it's that I really do understand. Don't you think it's only fair that they know that 99% of them will not earn anything and may actually end up further in debt? I feel like that's something that you should be upfront about.